Hi friends, welcome to Evolve and Execute. I'm your host CS Rajiv Bajaj. In today's global business environment, organizations are not just expanding, they are engineering scale. And two forces are quietly powering this shift. One is the global capability centers and process excellence through Six Sigma. To discuss all this, we have with us Mr. Harsh Kumar Srivastava today. Uh, Setting up of GCC is not about infrastructure, it's about talent, governance, and precision. And without process discipline, scale quickly turns into chaos. So, to unpack this, I'm sure Harsh will throw some light on this. And as he's a seasoned HR leader, a deep tech expertise in GCC setup, talent acquisition strategy, and Six Sigma driven operational excellence. So welcome to Evolve and Execute, Harsh. Welcome. Can you introduce yourself to our viewers?
Thank you, Rajiv, and it's a pleasure to be here. So, I'm Harsh Srivastava, an HR and a talent strategy leader with hands-on experience in setting up and scaling the global capability centers in India. My work majorly focus on building high-performance talent engines, combining strategy hiring, leadership capabilities, and Six Sigma driven process excellence. So, I strongly believe that sustainable scale is achieved when people, process, and purpose moves together.
Great, great, Harsh. Welcome to our show. And as you know, our viewers are from all walks of life. So they are MSMEs, startup entrepreneurs, and everyone who looks at our and follows our you know evolve and execute very passionately. So quickly move to the conversation, Harsh. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is a GCC today, and how has its role evolved beyond cost arbitrage?
So, I must say that's a great question to start. So, if I say 10 years ago, GCC was purely a cost saving play, like tilt and shift model, where to work on a cheaper locations. But in today's era, in today's decade, GCC is a center of excellence and it's about a value artibase, not a cost artibase. These centers are now own end-to-end products, driven drive a global innovation and house of niche talent that you simply cannot find somewhere else. And if your GCC is still doing a data entry or you are not using it correctly, utilizing the model correctly, it has been evolved from support functions to a strategic partner now.
Great. So, people, let's remove some more maze over this GCC, which is, of course, we both of us know very well, but let's make it more simple for our viewers. So, from HR leadership lens, what is the biggest mistake organizations make while setting up a GCC, and for whom GCC is making relevance or sense?
Okay, so I would say the first and the very obvious mistake that companies do while setting up their GCCs is they are underestimating the cultural difference, cultural transfer. Like organization often try to copy paste their headquarters culture into India or whatever geography they are setting up into. So without getting know the local market, the localization of the environment, the governance and everything. So this is the first and major mistakes that GCC companies are doing. And second is the failing to setting up the governance at early stage. Instead of doing at an early stage, they try to focus it on the later on stage. I'll give you an example. Suppose if you hire a 50 tech brilliant peoples, so you have to be very precise of hiring those first 50 peoples because they are going to hire next 500 for you. So if you lower your bar for the first 50 people, or if you lower your standards for them, the automatically the entire GCC setup and the future hires will impact out of that.
Right, right. That's very interesting. So, talent is often cited as the biggest challenge. What does a strong GCC talent acquisition strategy actually look like?
Okay, so in that, I would say three pillars for this strong GCC setup. First one is employer branding. Okay, suppose if you are setting up a GCC in India and probably you are a new name in the market, or you are likely a new name in the local market. So you have to sell the company vision. You have to sell the vision, not selling just a job. Because while selling the vision, that will attract the top talent from the market. Because if you are just selling a job, though, why should a top talent leave a brand name and come to your setup? So first one is the employer branding that everyone has to focus on. Every company, I would say, should focus on. Second is the don't lower your bar for the first 50 people, as I said previously also, because the core team is going to be the team that hires the next 500 or 1000 peoples for your company. So for the first initial, do not lower your bar just to fill the seats that yeah, things are going on, openings are going on from last 2 3 months. So chalo kuch bhi, let's hire someone. We will train them later on. So don't do this. Use a strong strategy and a data-driven assessment to ensure that the first 50 hires or maybe first 100 hires are the A player of the market. And the third one, I would say, is the leading team. So whenever you are setting up a GCC in any of the country, any of the geography, so find a local TA leader. Instead of sending someone from your headquarter, you should find a local TA leader who understand the geography and the local market, how the market evolves, how the market runs, and what is the local challenges there, what are the things that going on the local market. So these three are the major and strong strategies for TA that I would say every GCC has to follow on.
Understood, understood. That's very interesting. So, how early should process excellence and Six Sigma thinking be embedded in a GCC setup? Please throw some light on that.
So I would say from day zero. It's not like you have to wait something. Implement Six Sigma or in embedded GCC or in GCC from the day zero. And that is why, because see, many people wait until the process breaks into introduced to Six Sigma. And that's a reactive approach. So if you apply Six Sigma thinking during the design phase, even so, mapping out how the recruitment goes, how the onboarding goes, how the payroll will flow before you hire. So it design out the waste and the time that would, I would say, the time that would take the HRs, or maybe suppose if you have operations HR operations team, so you have to implement it from the day zero so that you can reduce the time and the cost effectiveness for the company. So you build to lean on a machine from the start rather than trying to trim it on a later date.
Very good, very good. So, Harsh, I'm sure you must have seen, Six Sigma very closely. Many leaders see Six Sigma as manufacturing centric. How does it apply to HR, talent, and service operations?
Okay, so first of all, it's a myth that Six Sigma is only for manufacturing. So for HR, the first is recruitment. I would say recruitment is a funnel. You can measure the conversation ratios, reduce the defects of bad hires, reduce the attrition ratios, reduce the offer dropout cases by implementing a Six Sigma into your recruitment process. Same ways you can introduce or implement Six Sigma into onboarding, where how fast people can get productive after being hired. Because hiring is not only that you shortlisted a candidate, he has joined the company. You should also have to see, being a HR, then how soon the candidate, the consultant is being productive in the company. Hiring them and putting them on the bench is not a way that Six Sigma or GCC will work. So second would be this. And third would be, I would say, Six Sigma in HR is about reducing variances. Like we want every employee to have same high quality experience in the company, and every payroll cycle to be 100% accurate. Because I see in today's date, not I would say all the companies, but there are companies where when the salary get credited, some employee goes to HR like, मेरी salary kamai hai, what are these deductions and all. And maybe the employees are not having the similar kind of experience with the company, the top management, with the company culture that another employee has. So introducing Six Sigma will allow you to have a same high quality experience for all the candidates, all the employees of the company, and would also helps you to reduce or maybe to accurate 100% accurate payroll process that requires a process discipline basically.
Okay, okay. That's interesting. So how do GCCs balance speed of hiring with quality and process discipline?
So I would say this is a classic speed versus quality dilemma. So I would say the answer lies in standardization. If your interview process is undefined, it takes too long to select a candidate, to onboard a candidate. So you would never able to apply or hire a quality of candidates in your company. So you have to standardize and a clear interview process, like what the interview is, a clear interview loop, like how many rounds would be there, what kind of rounds they are, maybe technical, maybe techno managerial, maybe HR round. So, and also at the same time, when you have Six Sigma implemented in the interview loop, a Six Sigma approach, so you can move fast without breaking the things, and you can attract the top talent from the market. And you say speed come with efficiency, not from cutting corners. So you should speed up your hiring process, not the decision making.
Right. That's very, very helpful. I'm sure people who are thinking of setting up a GCC are listening very carefully to our conversation. And definitely, this is a lot of value. So, what is the role, what role does leadership capability play in stabilizing newly formed GCC?
Okay, so leadership or maybe the side leader is, so I would say they have to be or act as a mini CEO for the GCC, not as maybe a site leader or some a linchpin. Okay, say they have to act as a mini CEO or as a bridge builder between the headquarters vision and the local market. They need to capable, they should have that capability to transfer the global headquarters vision into the local context. Like suppose if a US based company wants to start a GCC setup in India, and if you have some local TA partners, so they should be capable enough to understand the vision from the US headquarters and transfer it into the local Indian context, because both the geographies are different, the currencies are different, the policies are different, the governments are different, almost everything is different, but the
Mm,
vision remains same. Because if a company starts anywhere in the India or anywhere in the globe, and if they are expanding to other companies, the vision remains same for why the company has been started. So wherever you are going in any geography, in any local market, you should have the same vision transferred to the local market. And the local
Right.
leaders needs the confidence and data to push back and say we can't sit without that testing. Like if they are hiring something and they are facing some risk is there, so they should have that confidence to say that here is a risk and I'm not able to proceed here, or we should change our approach of proceeding that. Because see, every market is not for everyone.
Yeah.
If you are having a IT services company or maybe product company, suppose you are from US or Germany or France and setting up your company in India, so most company would find Bangalore as their suitable option. Some will find Pune as their suitable option. Some will find NCR as their suitable option. So
Yeah.
this how you find a local TAT leader, or your local leaders will identify this for you. Not someone sitting in US, not someone sitting in Germany will identify this for you.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
they should have that data and that analytic approach, that on basis of data they decides like where to move, what would be our approach to move on that.
Mm, absolutely. Very, very interesting. One of the challenge in this dynamic world is the attrition rate, right? So, how can Sigma help reduce attrition, inefficiency, and operational noise in people's systems?
Okay, so attrition often seems from frustration that I have been into my experience of last 8 10 years into the market. So I have seen attrition often stems from frustration, that what I call a operational noise, I would say. Okay, so engineers or developers leave when they can't code. If they spend 20% of their week fighting with the payroll errors, travel reimbursements, slow VPNs, they'll quit easily. They don't want these hazards to become us. Okay. So when you have a Six Sigma implemented, so Six Sigma cleans up these operational noises. When the process works smoothly, employee experience improves. And when employee experience improves, they stay. So the process excellence is actually a retention strategy.
Very interesting. So, let's look at the startups. For Indian startups and mid-sized firms, so MSMEs, aspiring to build GCCs, what should they prepare for first? What is your guidance on that?
Okay, so for the companies here, startup and mid-sized firms, first and foremost thing I would say, don't go it alone. Never ever try to build something alone. Always have a core team. So first of all, try to find the leaders whose vision and mission matches your vision and mission of starting the company or starting the firm. They'll define your culture for the next years to come. Second one is define the why you want to set up the GCC. Have a crystal clear purpose on the GCC setup. And third one, I would say most companies neglect this, but compliance. Compliance is the key. Indian regulatory landscape is complex, way complex, I would say. But get your legal things all set and compliance sorted immediately from the very beginning of the startup. Not only for the GCCs, either you are a MSME startup or you are any manufacturing unit or you are any kind of startup doing in India. So compliance is the king. Be everything legally set and all on a place.
Very good. So compliance, of course, is important, and compliance is the key for any organization. So, if you have to define success for a GCC in 1 year, what would you measure? How you will look at it and how you will define it?
Mhm. Okay, so I wouldn't look at the headcount numbers. Okay, I would measure time to productivity, like how the team productive is. And for that, I would use two things to measure. First one is scalability, like are the core team that hired, is the retention above 90% or not? Like the core team which you have set up, as I told previously, the first 50 hires, they are gonna hire next 500 for you. Okay, so the first 50 hires which you have done, are they sufficient enough to hire next 500 and retain them in the company? If the retention ratio is higher, then clearly you have not hired the first 50 peoples, or I would say a quality hire for the first 50 people. So you have to rethink the GCC setup from scratch. Because if your
Right.
leaders are not that good, if your architects are not that good, who are able to hire and retain next employees for you, then you have to rethink your strategy and rethink your leadership hiring plan. And second one, I would say process maturity. So have we moved from ad hoc firefighting to documented, repeatable SOPs? Or if you have stable people and a stable process in year one, then year two will be about exponential growth, I would say. If you have a stable process, stable people who are really working for the vision that you have thinking, that you have thought on day one of starting the company, then it would वो कहते हैं ना फाड़ दोगे आप मार्केट so that you will do.
Very good. Very good. I'm sure this is going to be a good input for everyone who is trying to set up a GCC. So, Harsh, we have come to our rapid fire round, which is where I'll ask you some one-liner questions and maybe we can have one-liner answers. So, GCC, cost center or value center?
Value set.
Okay, can you elaborate why?
Because see, GCC are majorly for the value, like to provide complete end-to-end product development. Okay, and the process excellence, like I told you, the people, the culture, the compliances, and everything you have to be in line in a process.
Yeah.
And if you have all the process in line, step by step, a clear hierarchy of the employees and a stable process, I would say a high performance experience for all the employees, then your GCC will boost.
Right. Speed or process?
Process, because process enables speed.
Absolutely agreed. Six Sigma mindset or methodology?
Mindset and then methodology. First, you have to be in your mind that why you are doing this. Then you will do. If you are not clear on why, then you cannot perform that all thing.
Uh, Best metric for HR excellence?
Quality of hire, like the
Quality
employees you
of
have
hire.
hired.
Mhm.
So how
Okay.
much productivity they are giving, what they are contributing towards company, toward company's vision. So quality of hire is the major best metrics for HR excellence.
Oh, great. Talent risk or process risk, which is bigger?
Process risk. Talent comes and goes, but bad process sticks in a company.
Right.
See,
Absolutely.
if we take an example of company like Google, Microsoft, employee leaves that company as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so talent is something that will come and go. The hiring and firing will go on.
Yeah.
Sometimes you fire someone, sometimes you lay off due to operational issues. Sometimes candidate goes. Sometimes
Yeah.
your employee will yourself resign. But you have to be a process, a bad process that is something which sticks with the company. So
Mm,
process
mm.
risk is higher.
Okay. All right. So, one word that defines a great GCC:
I would say agility,
agility. All right.
right?
That's interesting. So, what stands out from today's conversation is this that scale out without structure is fragility. So, GCCs succeed when talent strategy meets process discipline, and Six Sigma brings that discipline to life. So, Harsh, thank you for showing us that HR leadership today is not about administration, it's about architecture. So, any last word of advice for our viewers,
Uh,
especially the mid-segment guys who are trying to set up a GCC?
Sure. For them, I would say scale without a structure is a fragility.
Yeah,
GCCs are succeeding only when talent strategy meets with process discipline. To build a global operations that last, design your people systems with the same result that you use to design the product. So don't just hire for today, architect for tomorrow.
very good, very good. To our listeners, if you want to build a global operations that last, design people systems with the same rigor you design products. So until next time, keep evolving, keep executing, and I'm sure today's conversation has given you many ideas on setting up of GCC. If you want to know more, you can get in touch with us. Of course, we can connect you with Harsh as well. So, this is CS Rajiv Bajaj signing off from Evolve and Execute. Keep following our, channel and do encourage others. Share this conversation with someone who may need it. Thank you so much. All the best. Thank you. Thanks, Harish.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Rajiv.
Thank you.